Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Troll.
(1973 to 1976). Welcome back, baseball fans. The 1973-76 Carryover League. We got another series today. We're in the National League. The National League North, the toughest division in all of this. Series with the Cardinals and Cubs. Teams that are really in a bind when the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds are in the same division with them. This is really not their time, as we would say, for the decade. Struggling mightily. But still competing to get to an improbable wild card spot. Or even have a ridiculous chance of winning a division. Cubs made the wild card a year ago, and they are a very talented team. And the Cardinals these are very talented teams. Stick them in the American League, they can win a division. But the scenario a year ago was the Cardinals were the one team that everybody picked on in that division. The Pirates, the Reds, and the Cubs. Matter of fact, the Pirates missed the playoffs as the Cubs stole the Pirates' spot. But the Cardinals had the worst record in the National League. Well, this year, the tables have turned between these two franchises, and it's the Cardinals who have overachieved at around 500, and it's the Cubs that everybody has picked on. And the Cubs, it's their own undoing. They significantly improved their team in the offseason, but they've played horrendously. Offense, pitching, and defense, they have just played lousy baseball this year, and it'll show when you're playing the Reds and Pirates and Cardinals and so forth. It's going to show pretty quickly in the standings if you don't play well. So let's look at the scenario that has to play out in this series. We go here to the eliminations right here. So this information, first time they met before the All-Star break, the Cardinals beat the Cubs 4-2. They had home field. So the series will open up in Wrigley this time around. Cubs are 4 games back of the Cardinals. They have to close it through 7 games to a tie or within a half game and a tiebreaker. Winning 5-2, 4-3 is completely out. Winning 5-2, you're still a game out. You'd have to win 6-1. That's the problem you get to when you lose that much. Once you're 4 beyond the next guy and you're looking up and it's getting really dark down there and you keep looking up waiting to see where the third place team is and you can't quite see them, you have a very small window where you can get out of that hole. And the Cubs have to win 6 out of 7. And kind of the way I organize this is the minute the Cardinals win 1 game, I'm in elimination mode and I broadcast. So let's show you what happened in Game 1. It is a heck of a game of pitching between Bob Forsch, the top pitcher for the visiting Cardinals, and Rick Russell, who's having a really nice year with a 73 card. Low scoring affair. 4th inning, Tommy Harper, nice free agent, or he was acquired in the Bill Sadakis trade with Boston. Nice player, batting behind Lou Brock. That's 180 stolen bases between these two cats. Tommy Harper doubles. After a couple outs, it's Reggie Smith, an RBI single. Cardinals weaponize back-to-back switch hitters, Reggie Smith and Ted Simmons in the middle of this lineup. That is deadly. Back-to-back switch hitters. What are you going to do? You going to bring in a lefty? You going to bring in a righty? 1-0 Cardinals. It would stay that way into the 8th inning before teams decide to make moves. Brock leads off the 8th with a single and a stolen base. Russell, better against righties, gets after a sack bunt by Harper to get Brock to third. He is pulled for a lefty-lefty matchup with Don Hood McBride. McBride gets the pop out, but then Reggie Smith gets the single off a Hood, and it's 2-zip. Bottom of the inning. Throwing a shutout, Bob Force. First ball is hit to Big McBride, but it's a two-base error. Runner at second. He gets Cardinal out. Gives up a single to Madlock. You got runners in the corners, one out, and that's when the Cardinals make the decision. We want to win this game and get this series over as soon as possible. The longer the Cubs stick around in this series, the more losses we take, and the less the chance we can even continue in the tournament, let alone crack a wild card spot. So they want to dump the Cubs 2 straight if they can. All-star closer Al Hrabowski's brought in to try and get a 5-out save. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Strikes out Hall of Famer Billy Williams. Strikes out Andre Thornton to end the threat. In the 9th inning, he gets a strikeout of Del Unser. Pinch hitter Carmen Funzone pops out. And Ron Santo flies out to end the game. It's Wrigley Field. It doesn't matter. The Cubs can't score. They can't do much of anything right. They can pitch well. Russell pitched a heck of a game. 7 1/3, 7 hits, 2 runs. Takes the defeat. Bob Forsch and Hrabowski combine on a 6-hit shutout. Cardinals win 2-zip, and they lead 1-zip. So what does that mean overall? Here we go. So there it is, folks. We have eliminated this team. The 355 playing Las Vegas squad. If the Cubs go into the tank, if they go into tank mode, they can be ahead of them and try and get the top pick in the draft. So that's something to play for or lose for the Cubs. And the Cardinals are loving this. They are now game over 500. It's been a while since we've seen them. And they are on the fringe of peeking out of a possible wild card here. Pirates seem safe. Giants have stumbled a little bit lately, but they are 5 over 500. We saw the Braves do well. They're 4 over 500. A lot of work for the Cardinals to do. Seems improbable, but a very hopeful team, very fun roster. We had 3 All-Stars in the Cardinals this year. We had McBride, and we had Lou Brock, and we had Al Hrabowski. So, fun team. And today, just kind of fell this way for you, folks. Congratulations to you all. Your pitching matchups is the dudes. You know who we're talking about, folks. Bob Gibson, 73 Cardinals, 12-game winner, 277 ERA, 195 innings, a starter 8. And he'll do battle with none other than Fergie Jenkins. Cubs decided to hold on to the Texas Ranger card he would have in 74, which probably you should have just let him go to Texas, but that's a story for another day. 25 wins for the Rangers in 74, 283 ERA and 328 innings. That move backfired. You got greedy, Cubs. Held on to Fergie too long, and now you have a lousy year. One other little nugget. Both teams have decided to waive the extra inning rule. No runner at second base. We've done this a few times when we have Hall of Fame matchups, because you know the starters are going to go deep into this one. It opens up the bullpen use for extra innings. This game goes 13, 15, 16 innings. Not a big deal. From Wrigley Field, is this the last game of the Cubs season? We broadcasted a game earlier in an elimination with Fergie on the mound, and he did very well. I think it was he who beat the Reds. Maybe shut him out with a one-hitter. I thought it was Gibson. Maybe it was Fergie. But Fergie in a prior elimination game pitched very well. With that, let's get started from Wrigley Field. Leading off for the Cardinals, it's Lou Brock. 42, rolls back to the mound. Tommy Harper, 45, flies to left. Bate McBride, 52, flies to right. Bottom of the first. The Cubs have juggled their lineup for that epic final game, you'd think. Ron Santo had to sit today, as he has struggled all year, and they got an extra lefty in the lineup against Gibson. And Madlock is actually the DH. Popovich is playing third base. The team has 3 third basemen on their team, which is probably a problem. Bill Madlock, 1/8 single. Del Unser, 1/7, double 1 to 11 is a double, and the Cubs respond with a new lineup. Cardinal was the leadoff hitter. They moved him to the 6th spot. And now Andre Thornton. 47 off Gibson's a K. Billy Williams, 1-3, center B question mark. We got to get a run. We got to attempt it at least. Madlock, he'll tag up. 15. It'll be an 18. He should get it. No! And this is another issue. You could just be incredibly unlucky. Besides playing underachieving ball, you could be a rare blend of sloth and weakness that the No, they're not that. They're not that. They just have way too much talent here. They're just, I don't know. The dream team is just not gelling. He rolls a 20, trying to tag up with 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Should be a sac fly. But the speedy Madlock, 15, 16, 17, plus 1 arm makes it an 18. A relatively easy sac fly is an 8-8-2 double play to end the inning. We put a special notation there for box scoring. That's how that inning ended. A runner got thrown out on the bases. Top of the 2nd. Reggie Smith, 2-6 is a base hit. Ted Simmons, 1-6. Let's take a look at Ted Simmons' card. These guys, Reggie Smith and Ted Simmons. They obviously weren't going to hold on to Reggie Smith. He ended up on the Dodgers. If they somehow could have kept Smith and Simmons through the later 70s, who knows what would have happened, folks. Smith and Simmons, because we know Simmons plays well in St. Louis all the way until this trade in Milwaukee. Reggie Smith tears it up in L.A. Don't know if it was the finances or just the trade that was offered. It's a shame the Cardinals didn't hold on to both, but Simmons line, 332 and 75 with 18 bombs. 1-6, triple 1 and 2 is a double, and Reggie Smith will hold against the Unser arm. So you have 2nd and 3rd. It's Joe Torre. 3-6, single 1 to 7. He lines out on a 10. Mike Tyson, 63. Hit back to the mound. Fergie Jenkins is an E17 pitcher. Makes the play. Runners hold. And with 2 outs, it's Mike Phillips. 4-4, center X. And it's Unser, 2E5 in center. And he makes the catch. And the Cardinals waste 2nd and 3rd, just like the Cubs did. Bottom of the 2nd, it's going to be Tim Hosley. 54, Hummer 1, fly ball. That's the Gibson magic. Jose Cardinal, 68, strikes out. And Don Kessinger, 45, flies left. We go to the 3rd, it's Ken Reitz. 34. Rolls back to the mound. Back up top to Lou Brock. 5-12 is a K. Tommy Harper, 6'10", short X. 2E34. Kessinger makes the play. Bottom of the 3rd. Jack Deadblow Hammer, 1-5, rolls to 1st. Paul Popovich, the extra lefty, getting a rare start today, lines to 3rd. Back up top to Bill Madlock, 111, rolls to 3rd base, into the 4th. Jake McBride, 34, 2nd. Reggie Smith, 3-6 is a walk, and here's Simmons. 58, flies to right. And Joe Torre, 39, is single ... Runners on the corners for Mike Tyson. 52, skies of center field. Couple troublesome innings for Fergie, pitches out of them. Del Unser, 56, double 1 to 9 off the Gibson card is a base hit. Leadoff man on for Andre Thornton. 2 9's a K. Billy Williams, 57, short X. This is a problem area for St. Louis. Mike Phillips, a 348 at shortstop. Ground ball C. Probably will add Gary Templeton to this team next year. Runner at 2nd, 2 outs for Tim Hosley. 45, flies to center. Go to the 5th. Mike Phillips, 46, flies to left. Ken Reitz, 2-7, is a single. Back up top to Lou Brock. 110's a base at the left field. Reitz Always a slow runner. We'll hold it second. 2 on, 1 out for Tommy Harper. 66 off of Fergie. He's a base hit the right field, and Kenny Reitz is dragging down these. Brock and Harper are just chomping at the bit to run, but Reitz is blocking them. Bases loaded, 1 out for Bake McBride. Let's take a look at the Bakester, the bake sale. Went to the All-Star game with this card. Was hitting over around 400 for a while there. 335 card in 76, but only 300 plate appearances. Ends up with the Phillies. Ends up with the World Series ring in 1980. It's playing center field presently. Looking at the number of ground ball Bs on this card, of which there are a lot, they're going to bring the infield up. They can still bring the infield up and get a double play as well. But they're going to bring the infield up mostly because of all the ground ball Bs on this card. They don't want to concede a run. 411, left X. Out in left field, it's Billy Williams. He's a 3-5 in left field. And when we look up, we get the 3, and this result is just a fly ball 7. There's no fly ball B for a sac fly. It's too shallow. So that's a big break on his range. Most of the time on that range, he'll get the sac fly, but not there. That's a nice break for the Cubs. And with 2 outs, Reggie Smith had the big hit yesterday, hasn't gotten out today. Here's the pitch to Reggie. 3-6, let's just take a look at the card. We saw Simmons, now here's Smith. 303 with his Red Sox card of 73 with 21 homers. We did the trade with Rick Wise to Boston, Reggie Smith from Boston to the Cardinals a little bit sooner to get this tandem in the middle going for the Cardinals. And boy, it's having a big year here. 303, 21 homers. Oddly enough, the first years with St. Louis does about the same statistically, even though he switches leagues. So no drop off, and can play first base if you need him to. Center field with a minus for him if you want, but he's the right fielder today. 3-6, that's a bases loaded walk, and the Cardinals are on the board. And dare we say it, the Cubs are 15 outs away from their season being over. Bases loaded, 2 outs, Ted Simmons. 57 off of Fergie is a strikeout. Innings over, they leave him loaded. It's 1-0 Cardinals. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right, bottom of the 5th. Cubs, my goodness, they have not scored in the series. That should change soon, you'd think. Jose Cardinal, 38, maybe not. He walks. A stealer. Simmons plus 1 arm. Down 1 zip. What do you got to lose? Let's steal a base. He steals second base. Now you got Kessinger, Brohammer, and Popovich. Gosh, we don't bunt in the 5th inning, but we should, I guess. I don't know. Kessinger swings away. 55 off of Gibson. Oh, it's a big hit. It's 1-1 at 16. Kessinger at 3rd with a triple off of the Gibson card. That's the lefty. The lefties get to get Gibby a little bit later in his career. And it's a 1-1 game. Runner at 3rd, nobody out. Cardinals will bring the infield up for Jack Brohammer. 2-7, a clean single to left field, and the bottom of the Cub lineup has got things going today. 2-0. Now you have Paul Popovich. 2-8 is a single to center. 4 straight runners for each off of Gibson here in the 5th. First and second, back up top. Bill Madlock. 48 is a strikeout. Del Unser. 6-12, come back into the mound. Puts runners on the corners with 2 outs. Andre Thornton. 46 is a walk, and the base is loaded. Boy, they really need a break. I got the 2 runs, but they got bases loaded here. Here is Billy Williams. 2-6, let's take a look at Hall of Famer Billy Williams. 73 card of Billy. 20 home runs, a 288 average. He's getting closer to 40 years old here. And still plays left field fine. 3 plus 1 arm. Yeah, sure, it's not as good as the 71 card. What could be? Or the 72 card. The year he hit 339 with 37 home runs, whatever year that was. Had 42 home runs, I think, in 70. Billy Williams, just a monster Hall of Famer. 2-6. It's going to be a base hit to center. Popovich, 11, 12, 13. He's going to run since we already had one guy thrown out. We got to make up for it, right? Well, that didn't work. Roll the 18, trying to score the extra runner on a 14 chance. So we missed an 18 chance. We missed a 14 chance. That's running in Strat, folks. So Billy Williams gets an RBI, scoring Brohammer. Popovich is thrown out of the plate. Two guys get caught on the bases. It'll have to be 3-1. Could be 5-1 or more, but it's 3-1. Cubs as we go to the 6th. Could it be enough for Fergie Jenkins? Top of the 6th. Joe Torre. 2-7's a K. Mike Tyson, 37. Let's take a look at this guy's card because it's really fascinating here. Mike Tyson's 1976 Cardinal card. It's only 270 plate appearances, hitting a nice 286. But what's so interesting about it is he had 9 triples and 12 doubles. So when he had hits, he knew where to hit them on the artificial turf, and the ball just skidded all over the place. Look at all the triples and doubles in this dude's card. 3-7, that is your triple. 2-run lead. Cubs will play the infield back for Mike Phillips. 1-4, come back out of the mound. Runner has to hold, and it's Ken Reitz. 2-8 is a pop to third base. Bottom of the 6th of a 3-1 affair. It'll be Tim Hosley. 4-11, fly ball to left X. Your left fielder is Harper, 3-4. It's a 2-base hit off of Tommy Harper's defense. Jose Cardinals started the rally last inning. 1-6, rolls short. Don Kessinger had the big triple. 2-4, flies to center. And with 2 outs, it's Jack Dead Blowhammer. 48 walks. Gibby's really struggling lately. 2 on, 2 outs for Popovich. Same 4-8 walk. That's what you get when you get an extra lefty in there. 2 straight walks. And now you have batting champion Bill Madlock. Let's take a look at Bill before he swings. I mean, this is another move the Cubs made the offseason. They upgraded Bill Madlock to a batting title of 1975, 354. I think he was the MVP in the All-Star game. Or was co-MVP one of those years. Madlock with Bruce Sutter. One of the, I forget. It was in Milwaukee, I think. The All-Star game, I mean. Anyway, 354 for Madlock. Obviously, he'll be playing third next year, and Ron Santo probably will get on the retired list. But that's a story for another day. Big moment here for the Cubs and Bill Madlock. They really want to stick it to the Cardinals to take any thoughts they might have of finishing this year with a winning record. So here's the pitch to Bill Madlock. 2-9 is a grounder to short. A lot of opportunities for the Cubs. They just have a 3-1 lead. Top of the 7th, it's Lou Brock. 33, pops to third. Tommy Harper, 410, center X. Del Unser, nice free agent they got out of the Washington Senators a few years ago. A 2 in center field makes the catch. And Bake McBride, 2-9. Rolls to third. Fergie comes up big again in an elimination game. 3-1. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. We are enjoying this LP. Syl Johnson's brilliant 1969 Is It Because I'm Black LP. Often cited and sampled in the rap and hip-hop communities that do a cover of a Beatles song here. Concrete Reservation, another big hit. Excellent record by the brilliant Syl Johnson. Back to the game. Bottom of the 7th, can the Cubs tack on to their lead? It'll be Del Unser. 47 is a K. Andre Thornton, 1-5. Let's take a look at Andre Thornton's card. Another great acquisition. 75 Cubs, 293, 18 home runs, and 450 plate appearances. He's a 2 at first base. Lots of power. Lots of extra base hits versus righties. Lots of walks. What's not to like? Other than they eventually move on to Bill Buckner, and Andre Thornton ends up having some nice years for the Cleveland Indians in the early 80s. Hit 33, 35 home runs a few times for the Indians. 1-5 here is gone, and it's 4-1 Cubs. Now you got Billy Williams. 48 is a walk. Gibson's really struggling now. Tim Hosley. 211 is a 5-4-3 double play. 4-1 game into the 8th. It'll be it. Can the Cubs improve their defense? And the answer is, yeah, they can. They'll put Ron Santo in the game to play third base. Guessing Popovich will move over to second base. You know what? They actually should get a -2 arm catcher in there. I don't know if the Cardinals want to steal with those guys, but down 3. But you always want to give your team the best chance. Hundley and his -2 arm will take over for Hosley as we go to the 8th inning. Fergie's still out there with a 3-run lead. Bruce Sutter is warming. It's Reggie Smith. 32 rolls to the pitcher. Ted Simmons, 2-6 is a single. Joe Torre. 2-5 is a strikeout, and with 2 outs, it's Mike Tyson. And I think we're going to get Mr. Suter in here to get a 4-out save. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pull Fergie. I know he's pitching great, but frankly, Suter's better. You got to win this game. You don't want to give up a run or 2 in the 8th on a 2-out hit. Bruce Sutter will come in. 76, Bruce Sutter. 6-3, 271 ERA, 83 saves. I think he came up mid-season. He doesn't have all those saves he would have in 77. Only has about 10 of them, but again, he'll have a Hall of Fame career. And so you have to give him an opportunity. And frankly, the Cubs just need to let this guy get some saves. They have only won 8 games this year. So we need Suter, the least used pitcher in the National League, needs work. He'll come on in the 8th trying to get 4 outs. With a 3-run lead, should be an easy conversion for a save, you would think. And it's Mike Tyson. 57 is a strikeout. Bottom of the 8th, 4-1 game. We'll pull Gibson as he struggled in recent innings. Where'd it go? Mike Wallace will come on in the 8th. Mike Wallace for the Cardinals was 6-0 with a 2.41 ERA in 52 innings in 1974. Actually was with the Yankees then, but he was also with the Cardinals either before or after. He's with the Yankees as well. It'll be Jose Cardinal leading off. 1-6 is a walk. Kessinger will do the hit and run. Moves the runner to second base. Ron Santo in for Brohammer. He gets a big ovation from the fans as the Cubs probably will not return to Wrigley. If the Cardinals win a game in St. Louis, their season's over. So nice ovation for Ron Santo here. 39, unfortunately. Oh yeah, that's a ground ball to short. It's not a double play. The runner moved up. And it'll be Paul Popovich. 46 is a K. We go to the 9th, 4-1 game. It's Mike Phillips. 37 is a triple off his card. What a double play combo. They both have triples on 3-7. Mike Phillips and Mike Tyson. Kenny Reitz. 310 is a K. Back up top, Lou Brock. 66 off of Suter's. Sac fly to center. That run will score. It is 4-2. 2 outs, Tommy Harper. 2-9 is a fly ball to left field, and that is the ball game. And the Cubs win. Cubs win. Yep, the Cubs did win. Fans are happy to see their team at least finish what's probably their season at home with a win. They don't win a lot this year. So Fergie gets the win. Suter gets a save. Bob Gibson, those are all Hall of Famers. Bob Gibson takes the loss. Series tied a game apiece. When we resume with results, the third game will be Doug Rowell and the Cubs will go to St. Louis and take on John Curtis and the Cardinals. We'll have that and any more games that follow. So stick around. All right, folks, here's the box score of the game you just saw. The Cubs winning 4-2 with Fergie Jenkins going 7 2/3 and 8 hits. 1 run, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Suter did get a save, though gave up a run in the 9th. Gibson, 7 innings, Not particularly sharp. 9 hits and 5 walks and 4 runs. Cubs get a split. Give the fans something to cheer for. So what happens when we go to St. Louis for a Game 3? Can the Cubs do any more damage to the Cardinals? And the answer is heck no, folks. Cardinals roll the Cubs, who they didn't bring their bats and gloves. They brought their fishing tackle, some lures, some rods and reels. They have other plans. Matter of fact, only half the team made it to St. Louis. The other half is on a fishing boat. 11-0. Cardinals roll the Cubs. John Curtis went 7 innings with a shutout. Was pulled to get some rest. Chuck Taylor got the last 6 outs of this one. Ted Simmons 2 for 4 with a homer and 5 RBI. Yeah, what's there to say? It's a rollover. Cubs just didn't show up. Didn't really care to play. And that is quickly the end of that. But that's also a statement about the Cardinals saying, hey, we got a net 1 +1 in this series when we had everything to lose and very little to win. The best they could have done is 2-0. Worst they could have done is 2-5. If they had gone 2-5 in advance, they would have been bounced in the next round. But that's the result for Game 3. So when we look up at the postseason schedule here, and we'll get to this here. Let's go look at the 7-game eliminations. Right here, Cubs needed a 6-1, no chance. Cardinals win the series 2-1. The Cardinals are 17-16. That's a great story. They can advance to the next round possibly. Cubs 9-18. We'll see what their chances are for our first overall pick, I guess. In the tourney, next round, we know the Reds are in first. We know the Pirates are in second. Cardinals in third. Cardinals will take on the Atlanta Braves. Cardinals will have to win 4 of 6 in that one. Pirates, we don't know who they're going to play. They'll play either the Mets or the Florida Marlins. Again, a story for another day. Overall picture: Cubs 9-18 and 11-20. 2 more. They're both 2-2, but 500 increases the winning percentage. I think the Cubs got them on a tiebreaker for first overall pick if it comes to that. What else we have here? Marlins could fall there. Marlins could fall into that. Astros could certainly fall into that. Royals could fall into that. Rangers are probably safe. These divisions are definitely safe. Nobody's awful in these divisions. Again, that's a story of another day. It's about talking about the St. Louis Cardinals. Break them up. They win this series 2-1. It's a great story after being the worst team in the National League a year ago. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.